We begin with some breaking news coming in. After striking Russian air defense and other military assets, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy has hailed the operation. In a post on social media platform X, Zelenskyy said today a brilliant operation was carried out on enemy territory, targeting only military objectives specifically. The equipment used to strike Ukraine, Russia has suffered significant losses, entirely justified and deserved. Zelenskyy further added, in total, 117 drones were used in the operation with corresponding number of drone operators involved. Laying emphasis on the ceasefire, Zelenskyy also said, and I quote, "We continue to propose a full and unconditional ceasefire along with all rational and dignified steps that could lead to a lasting and reliable peace." The Ukrainian proposal we presented to the Russians is logical and realistic. This is Ukrainian President Zelenskyy's first response after the targeted, precise drone strikes on Russian bomber aircrafts. In fact, we also have Oleksiy Goncharenko, a Ukrainian MP, who's joining us live on this broadcast. A very good morning to you, Mr. Goncharenko. How do you look at this conflict? Because Ukraine's offensive comes on the eve of peace talks scheduled in Istanbul. Do you think this is really justified?
Absolutely. Russia continues attacking Ukraine every day, also using these strategic war bombers. So Russia doesn't want to end the war. Russia doesn't want to have ceasefire. So Ukraine should reply. And we did it brilliantly yesterday, destroying at least 11 Russian war bombers which can carry nuclear weapons. Each of them costs hundreds of millions of dollars. And what is even more important, no one such aircraft was produced in Russia after collapse of Soviet Union. So it's something which is unrepairable for Russia.
Also, Mr. Goncharenko, how do you address human rights violations and also the human rights crisis that is currently being witnessed in Russia after the Ukrainian strike? These are some questions that could make you uncomfortable, but the world really wants Ukraine's response on this.
What human rights crisis? Why? There is no human rights crisis. There is Russian air bases where Russian warplanes were staying, and Ukraine destroyed these warplanes. It is said by Russia itself, no one even person is killed. Only aircrafts are destroyed. Why it is a human rights crisis? Russian warplanes are destroyed, nothing else. Where is problem with human rights?
Also, Mr. Goncharenko, what is it that Ukraine plans to achieve, especially, after carrying out military strikes just a day before there were talks scheduled in Istanbul? Because it comes just 24 hours before those ceasefire talks. Do you think that there could be a lasting ceasefire deal that could be probably inked in Istanbul this time around after a lot of stalemate?
Russia doesn't want ceasefire. Ukraine agreed for ceasefire in March. Today we have June 2. So for all this time, Russia is refusing to have ceasefire. So will it change today in Istanbul? I really don't believe in this. Russia wants to continue the war. But yesterday, where they were punched hardly, Russian war bloggers called this Russian Pearl Harbor, because that was really very serious and brilliant operation. So maybe these will show to Russia that it's better to end the war. I hope so.
And Mr. Goncharenko, Ukraine says that there's a fresh proposal that is being made to present before its Russian counterpart. What are these fresh proposals that Ukrainian President Zelenskyy is talking about? How is it different from the previous one?
I don't know. These memorandums are not made public for the moment. The problem is that what Russia wants is just their claims are just they're making such claims to make it impossible to achieve real ceasefire. That's it. So Russia wants Ukraine to retreat from the territories, even from the territories which Ukraine controls today. Russia doesn't want to leave the territories which are internationally recognized, including by India, as Ukrainian. and so on and so on. So Russia is doing everything they can to fail these negotiations. So I don't think that today we will have some breakthrough until there will be more serious sanctions on Russia, and if Russia will understand that the consequences of continuation of the war will be huge. Only after this, they really can change their mind.
So also, as the president of the PACE committee for refugees, how do you address these allegations on violating international law?
About what violations you're asking me? Can you call me exact example?
There are allegations that several civilian infrastructures were also bombarded. So this violates the international humanitarian law. So as a PACE committee president, how do you respond to these?
For the third time, I'm telling, yesterday by Ukraine was attacked military air bases. And only military objects were destroyed or damaged. Only. Russia is every day attacking civilian infrastructure in Ukraine. Every day, killing civilians inside the country. This is the difference in Ukrainian warfare and Russian warfare.
So last time Putin didn't turn up for the ceasefire talks. This time, what are your objectives and what are your goals through these, through these peace talks that are scheduled in Istanbul?
Our aim is to have a ceasefire. We want to end the war as soon as possible. But as I told you, I don't really think that it will be achieved today or in the nearest days, because Russia still wants to continue the war. But if they, I hope maybe yesterday, they realized that they will pay huge cost for this, that Ukraine is able to cause absolutely unrepairable and colossal damage to Russia, which, for example, was made yesterday. And maybe that will change their attitude. I don't know.
Also, sir, my final question to you is, what does victory look like to Ukraine, especially when its posture is now very offensive? By the end of this year, realistically, what does victory mean to Ukraine?
We want to end the war today. And in general, Ukraine already won this war because Putin wanted to wipe out Ukraine from the map of the world. And he failed. He failed to take any big Ukrainian city. He failed. So we already won the war. We want to finish it as soon as possible. Can it continue till the end of the year? Maybe, but it's not the scenario which Ukraine wants. But if it will be needed, we will fight till the end of the year, or till the end of the next year, or till the end of the decade. We will never give up our country.
All right, Mr. Gosharenko, many thanks for speaking to Republic TV.
Thank you.
The whole world is, watching with bated breath on what really transpires in Istanbul, because the entire world is hoping that there could be a lasting ceasefire and peace between both the nations. We'll have to wait and watch what exactly pans out, but thank you for joining us.